If your bass sounds like that, then you got a problem. Let me play a section where everything that you will learn today is applied to fix it. That's right there is the difference between a muddy mix and a clean low end. This is what the pros do that most beginners miss. Have you ever wondered why your bass sounds weak and unfocused while pro mixes hit hard and stay clean the whole time? There's a simple technique that top producers and professional engineers use to clean up the low end and keep it tight and powerful. I don't know if you have heard of it, but today I will break it down for you step by step. Hey guys, I am DJ Legion from Audio Waves Academy, and if this is your first time here, welcome. This channel is all about helping you master music production and sound engineering. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to EQ low end the right way. We will cover how to clean up the muddiness and shape your low end and make your bass hit harder in the mix. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to control your low end so it sounds powerful and clean on any system. Let's dive in. The main issue is that our sub, our bass and the kick are playing at the same time and they are all fighting for space in the mix. If we don't control them properly, we get a muddy low end that lacks clarity and impact. So if you have a look here, you are going to see that everything happens here, like for the kick and the res and the sub, below 100 Hz. We have a lot of movement there, and if I enable this one, you are seeing that some frequencies are clashing. This step, in my opinion, is pretty crucial because you have to understand why you want to go and fix things. So in this case, to fix this, we'll use precise EQ and sidechaining. We are going to work with small adjustments like 2 to 3 dBs for maximum control and without running the natural field. Let's start with the sub. Right now, here we have these EQ settings. So you might think, what the hell is he doing? Let me explain. Here I have 3 different EQ settings. So the first one is this one here, the second one is this one here, and the third one is this one here. The first one is this. So what I did here, I just took out all the stereo frequencies that we had on our sub, because believe it or not, it might be something there. So it is better safe to take out these sub frequencies, the stereo frequencies on the sub, because we don't need them. Yeah, okay, everybody says that sub is mono, but even though sub bass is mostly like we already mentioned, mono, sometimes some stereo information sneaks in below 100 Hz. By the way, if you are enjoying this breakdown, make sure to hit the subscribe button. One of my biggest goals for 2025 is to reach 15k subs. So I think it is really impossible, to say the truth, but your support would mean the world to me. Plus, I have so much more to share with you this year, so you don't want to miss it. Let's clean this thing. And right now I have the filter, I have a low cut filter, but I went there and I chose the side. So I took out only the side frequencies from this, from below 100 Hz and a little bit higher. And since we are working on the sub, we want to keep its natural curve. So that means no really aggressive narrow Q cuts, just smooth adjustments with wide curves. Now the second thing that I did is I took out some high frequencies here because I didn't want to get space there from the sub. I want to leave a bit more space for the res that we have also there, which is playing like almost the same time. So what I did here, I just went, I took out all the frequencies that above 450 Hz. And if I go and open here a little bit, you're going to see that we are going to use this shelf here and not this one, because I wanted it to be a little bit more smoother there. So I found this is a better option. Let's go and take it back again on 3. And the third EQ setting that I had here was, I found that there is something there on the sub that I just wanted to take out a little bit, and I'm doing a dynamic EQ. So if I wanted, I could go a bit more aggressive. You might think, oh, he's taking out 6 dB or no. But if you have a look here, I just take it out a little bit here, like 1 dB, because I am using dynamic EQing. If it was like this, let me go and bring it back, and then if it was like this, then yeah, I would be taking so much. So let's go put it back again and take out just a little bit and use the dynamic EQ. And again, we want here to have a wide queue because we are talking about the sub. The third move that we did here was to sidechain to the kick. So I just took out the Pro MP and I chose here below 120 Hz and the sidechain is on the kick. If you don't know what sidechain is we're going to duck the low frequencies only from the Pro MB, not the whole sub, only below 120 when the kick plays. So we're going to do, let's go back again here. My goal here when I go in sidechain is to be a little bit more aggressive because I want more space for the kick. So that means really quick attack, really quick release, and enable here the external. And my goal was to have like minus 4 dB reduction there. That way we keep the groove but free up space for the kick. Bonus tip, if you have the Soothe 2, you can use it to dynamically tame problem frequencies in the sub, but if you don't, no worries, this method still works. Now let's go and shape the synth bass so it doesn't interfere with the sub or the kick. First thing, we're going to do this time what we did earlier with the sub, but we're going to take out only the mono frequencies. So that means I go here and choose the mid and take out until 140 Hz. With this method, we're giving more space for the sub and we are taking out again like until 80 Hz with a low cut, but this time not on the mid, we're taking everything out below 80 Hz. And if you want, you can go and choose the low cut, or you can go and choose the low shelf. It depends on what you like. But to say the truth, sometimes the low shelf really helps, but it is most of the times really quicker when I just go here on the side and double click and yeah. So you can go and leave it also on the low shelf. This is not a problem. Let me play the sub and the release together. And if I go and enable the kick, my next step was to go on the release and took out also a little bit, just 1.8 dBs here on the 77 Hz because I found that something was clashing there with the sub, and you can see that. We're talking about for some minor adjustments there, but still it can really help at the end. The next step is to go and sidechain, which is the same method that we also did earlier. We'll sidechain up to 450 Hz, somewhere here. And again, we want a really quick attack, quick release, external. And here we have the kick as the sidechain option. And again, if I go play the kick, we are taking somewhere there like 3 dBs. Now here is the real sauce. Now that we have cleaned up our low end, let's add some polish with 2 plugins. The first plugin is going to be the UAD, the Pultec EQ on my kick only. And here you can have a look that I am boosting like 3 to 4 dB somewhere there at 60 Hz. From my experience, when I am boosting the 60 Hz frequency on the kick by 3 to 4 dBs, it can add that extra weight and warmth to the kick without mudding the mix. And in addition, because I wanted the kick to have a little bit more to come through, I am boosting again like 3 to 4 dBs at 5K. The difference is pretty obvious in my opinion, so yeah, okay, you might think he's just boosting, but this is not what our goal here is, to boost only. The goal is to make our kick to come through and have really this low power that we needed. Now the next plugin is again from UAD. I really love these plugins because I found that they work really well on my workflow. And the plugin that I am talking about is the Vogue from the Little Labs. and it is so amazing. It from the default, it makes everything sound so great. So if you want to have a bit more punch in the sub, the Vogue plugin works wonders by enhancing these fundamental frequencies. So let me play a bit only the sub with and without. And if I go and open here the Pro L2, have a look just here on the waveform when I enable it. It is not so easy to hear, but you can see right away that it really changes a lot of things on the sub frequencies. And the last touch is to go here on our sub and on the res. I have just grouped them because I like to have a little bit more control there. And I just went and used a bus compressor, and we have a medium attack here, like 3 or 1 you can go, and a really quick release, 2-to-1 ratio. And my goal here was to have like 3 to 4 dB somewhere there. And I am just boosting like 2.5 dBs. With these settings, right now, my sub and the res sound like 1. So my goal here from the beginning is to make the sub and the res to work together like pretty well, to leave more space on the kick. And I found that these settings really helped me a lot to make it work. Now that your sub bass is sitting perfectly in the mix, the next step is to getting your vocals to shine just as well. In my last video, this one here, I shared the number 1 vocal mixing hack that changes everything. If you want your vocals to sit perfectly, go check it out. See you there.